What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite blue guy here. While I usually focus on the ins and outs of Hypixel itself, today's video takes a slightly different turn. There's a groundbreaking announcement that's stirring up the Minecraft universe, and yes, it has major implications for Hypixel too. So in today's video, we're diving into this game-changing news, exploring how it might reshape not just Hypixel, but the entire Minecraft community as we know it. If you've been a long-time Hypixel player, primarily living in England or somewhere similar, you've likely not always had the best time playing on the server due to connection instability. Hypixel has their servers hosted in North America, and since you're nowhere near there, there's not a whole lot you can do to strengthen that connection, especially given that VPNs will get your account banned. For so many years, people begged on the forums for there to be a European version of the server, so that they too can experience it exactly how us North Americans do. But there was one major problem holding Hypixel back from doing so: transfer packets. If you don't know what transfer packets are, they essentially act as the building block between you getting transferred to another IP. A very detailed and good thread made by a former moderator on Hypixel, Froggy, will be linked in the description if you want to learn more about transfer packets and what specifically their role plays into making an EU Hypixel server a thing. Because there's no way in Minecraft to transfer between IPs, the idea of an EU Hypixel server is basically non-existent until today. It's been many years in the making, but Hypixel may finally have the resources to build an official EU version of the server. The other day, Mojang announced a new snapshot update for the game, Snapshot 24W03A. It's a very technical snapshot that doesn't have a whole lot of easily noticeable changes, but yes guys, transfer packets are finally a thing in Minecraft. The specifics are as follows. Custom servers can have requests that clients connect to another server with a new packet. When a client is transferred, it'll connect to the target server with a new transfer intent. By default, servers will not accept incoming transfers and will disconnect the client. This can be changed by setting the accepts transfer property to true in the server property file. Resource packs are maintained across transfers. In the case of a transfer, custom servers can skip authentication with a new flag. This is massive, guys. If you live in Europe or far away from North America and main Hypixel, this should absolutely give you excitement shivers. What does all this mean for you? Well, if you've ever been frustrated by high ping or felt limited by your location, now's your chance. We're about to level the playing field. Thanks to transfer packets and the latest snapshot, Hypixel can make a European version of the server that runs just as smoothly as its North American counterpart and have it all connect to one another. Players in Europe and around the world could get the low latency experience they've been craving, improving responsiveness and reducing lag. This means you could go from playing like this to this, literally overnight. There are a few other things regarding this that I should mention as well before we all get too excited. Even though the resources are here now, I still don't think there'll be a Hypixel EU anytime soon. The changes are only available in a snapshot update, and it's hosted entirely in version 1.20, meaning if Hypixel wants to do this and include its EU counterpart, they would have to upgrade their server version to 1.20, because I don't think the transfer packets would work if they were forced to still keep 1.8 around. This means a major sacrifice would have to be made to implement it, and I'm not sure the 1.8 community nor the server itself is ready to accept that risk just yet. We're starting to get to a point where 1.8 alone is holding back more than it's giving. There are all these awesome features added to these newer versions that would be a perfect fit on Hypixel. However, because of its PvP mechanics, the server is essentially forced to exclude them. Guys, I think it's time to say it. I think we as a community need to let up a little bit on this stubbornness. If we're not willing to give up a singular PvP mechanic for all of these cool, useful features, which some flat out allow you to play, then what are we doing here? This server is stuck a decade in the past. Compared to these other new hot servers, its age is horrendously sticking out. We have to let up eventually, guys. I don't think Mojang's reverting PvP back to what it was. They clearly would have done it by now, and sticking with this version is starting to hurt more than help. The main argument I'm seeing is that it would cause a lot of 1.8 players to quit the server, which, okay, look at all the players you're negatively impacting by not updating. If you quit a server you spent years on only because you have to PvP a different way now, I think that says more about you than the server. If you're a good player, I would think you can adapt easily. And normally I wouldn't mind what version a server is in, but it's starting to hold things back in a noticeable manner. Like, I'd love to have a server lobby in the same manner as TuberNet, or have game modes like Hoplites on here, or even be able to play with friends living in Europe without any noticeable ping differences, but we can't. Not because Hypixel doesn't want to, but because its players don't want to. Simon himself stated it to be the singular feature he'd ever ask Mojang to add in the entirety of the server being up. They did it, and now it's the players that can't stand up. Skyblock can only do so much in terms of making things things look fresher than they truly are, guys. I've also seen some people bring forward a possible solution by having you be required to download a client-side mod that keeps 1.8 PvP while being in the newest version, which, while that definitely will bring its own set of issues, isn't a complete throwaway idea. As former admin Kecker points out, it's definitely something that could be done, but would only realistically be worth considering if all the big clients, like Lunar and Badlion, etc., implement this mod as well, which I'm not sure could logistically happen in such a short amount of time. It's also the option that would require the least change to achieve, according to him. The truth is, we shouldn't expect any of this to happen for a while now. Transfer packets being added now does not mean that Hypixel is going to update now as well. It simply means that the option is now open to them. In the end, the journey towards a Hypixel EU server and the broader adoption of transfer packets is a testament to the vibrant, dynamic nature of the Minecraft community. It's a reminder that the game we love continues to grow and evolve, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Remember to check out the detailed thread by Bugfroggy in the description below for a deeper dive into transfer packets if you're looking for more information on the nitty-gritty of how they function. So what's your stance? Are you pro keeping it 1.8, or are you like me, hoping the server's able to move on one day? Let me know down below in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.